YouTube, welcome back. DubDigital crypto news, macro trends. Give me subscribe if you appreciate that content. I'm trying to give you the hottest crypto content on the internet. Guys, I'm a fun dude and all, but today we gotta get down to brass tacks. It's all fun and games in the crypto bull market until someone gets wrecked and they're sleeping on the couch drinking vodka for dinner. Because I know exactly how it is to let a whole bunch of Moonboy Lambo games get plopped into your hands and then watch it slide through your fingers. That's not gonna happen. No way, no how. Because you know what they say about the equation to success. It's just essentially preparation combined with opportunity. And the Wolfpack, you know we gotta prepare. Because Q4 is coming. And all my OG crypto homies know it's the quarter of the crypto. Today, we're gonna look at the Bitcoin cycles. Compare previous to current. Because in order to get a better understanding of where we're going, it helps to tell where we've been. But you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's pull up the chart. Before we get to that good, allow me to shill myself. Want to wear the freshest crypto merchandise offered on the internet? Make sure to come visit the DubDigital merch store. Link can be found in the pinned comment below. Alright guys, I'm sitting on the brave new coin liquid index for Bitcoin. Let's get it. The reason I like to use this chart is because it offers me the longest price history available for the Bitcoin price, starting all the way back in 2010. And y'all know, I'm a macro dude first, which means I like to study long spans of time, because in order to know where I'm going, I gotta know where we've been. And as you can see, I've made a series of vertical lines all throughout this chart of different thicknesses and colors, all representing different points in time. Each darker gray line represents one calendar year, or 365 days. Every light gray line represents one quarter, or 3 months. And if you guys have been following my channel for any amount of time at all, you know that I'm a believer in the 4-year cycle. Every 4 dark gray lines, or every 4 years, is followed by a thick black line. That represents the beginning of a new cycle. DubDigital, what the hell? 4-year cycle? What's that? Because while it's still a theory per se, it's one of the longest and most validated theories we have thus far. And it goes a little something like this. Begins with a bear market, where the prices of cryptocurrencies plummet, go down like 80 to 95%, as you saw here in 2014. That is then followed by an accumulation area in the following year, like we saw in 2015. Then in 2016, we see an incremental moving upwards. And then on the 4th year of the 4-year cycle theory, we see what we call the bull run, where price moves exponentially to the upside. In the beginning, we have a hard down. At the end, we have a hard up. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And while it might sound strange, that asset that moves so freaking sporadically could in some way be moving so cyclically, when you cut everything up and you look at the chart in segments like I've done so far, you'll see that the price movements are actually pretty clean. Down, flat, slope up, up. But guys, let me ask you a question. What's more probable? Is this current cycle we're in right here, between 2018 to 2021, is it more probable for Bitcoin to be going through a super cycle and just go straight up and never come down again? Or is it more probable that Bitcoin has an extended run up, collapses, and retraces down about 85%? Just like it did here, just like it did here. And that's been happening for the last 10 or 11 years. I've decided to assume that this is going to play out again and tailor my plan around this price movement. DubDigital, what the hell are these red lines right here? Good question. This area right here represents November. This area right here represents December. And when we analyze the Bitcoin price and what it was doing within those 2 months, Bitcoin was typically going ham, going ape shit, melting faces. In the 2013 bull run, Bitcoin topped out and hit its all-time high in November of 2013. In the following cycle, Bitcoin topped out and hit its all-time high in December 2017. And while past performance doesn't always predict future results, we'll see that the 2 blow-off tops we've had in Bitcoin's price thus far have all occurred in Q4 of the 4th year of the cycle. But let's go ahead and jump in the weekly to get a little more granular. I got all up in it and identified the tops for you. In 2013, Bitcoin topped out on the 1st of December. In 2017, Bitcoin topped out on the 17th of December. That's indicating to me that the end of the cycle is slowly moving to the right, but only about 2 weeks or so. Let's go ahead and apply it to the next cycle. That would take us out to late December. DubDigital, isn't it possible that it could end up in November or even Q1 of 2022? Yeah guys, a whole lot of shit's possible. You know me, I ain't no damn mind reader. I ain't out here reading your palm. What we can do is identify the months where the blow off top has occurred most frequently. We'll continue to watch this chart to see if Bitcoin is playing much in the way that it did in 2013. And the reason I bring up 2013 because this current bull run in 2021 looks a lot more similar to what occurred in 2013. In 2013, we had a mid-cycle top at about $256, and that occurred on April 8th. Bitcoin's price then proceeded to take a dump on the sidewalk, dropping about 74%. Fast forward to this current cycle, and you'll see that Bitcoin had a mid-cycle top of about $65,365. That occurred on April 12th, damn near almost exactly the same timeline that Bitcoin topped out in the 2013 cycle. And at the time of filming this video, Bitcoin has only reduced down about 55 to 56%. The 2017 cycle seemed to have played out a little bit more unique, because its mid-cycle top really didn't occur until June 12th of that year. And because its pump occurred later, it seemed to have a much faster rebound and more exponential price pump to the upside. And as you can see, in 2013, it took Bitcoin about 182 days, from April to October, to break above its previous resistance point. And from the low to the high, it exploded about 1,690%. Not a bad day for a day's work. And because the structure that is currently forming out is so similar to what we've seen in 2013, it'd be reasonable to assume that something similar would happen. We're only about 70 days from October. Q4 is typically a bullish moment in time for crypto. And just put it in perspective, guys, for Bitcoin to reach up and touch $200,000, that's only a pump of 600%. But when you put it in perspective and compare it to history, it really doesn't sound that crazy. Now does it? It's my personal opinion, but not your financial advice. And I'm thinking Bitcoin could top out somewhere by the end of the year at about $200,000 to $250,000. And that's even accounting for diminishing returns over time, because the market cap of Bitcoin is getting larger and larger, making it harder for it to pump as hard as it used to. I'm looking to sell the bulk of my stuff in December. If Bitcoin starts hitting 200,000 or 250,000 earlier, like in November, I'll have to adjust my plan accordingly. Investors aren't rocks. We don't just sit here unmovable. Be water, my friends. But that's why we have to continue to stay engaged. Ain't no one gonna watch your money better than you will. Just to account for overperformance to the upside, what I plan to do is carry a portion of my Bitcoin into Q1 of 2022, just to account for that potential for upside in case it does occur. And that's the exact same pattern we see when we look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, meaning all the money flowing in and out of Bitcoin. And when we look at the last 2017 altcoin season, you'll see that Bitcoin dominance really didn't start faltering until November. Within the course of one single month, Bitcoin dominance dropped about 50%, meaning the money in Bitcoin started pouring into altcoins, blowing them up. And that's consistent with what we just looked at on the altcoin market cap. The market cap started shooting up in November and December of that year. But notice that the one thing that preceded a prolific drop like that in Bitcoin dominance was a rising of Bitcoin dominance of about 44% from the lows. Since the lows reached in this cycle, Bitcoin dominance has rose up about 22%, would take us upwards to about 56 to 57% Bitcoin dominance. And then it would make sense for a similar plunge to occur in Q4 this year. Like I said, guys, altcoins, they tend to move hard and fast, thus supporting my rationale as to why I believe November and December are going to be very interesting times for the cryptocurrency space in general. All right, guys, I had to give you a little cryptocurrency cycle update. This one might have been a little boring, but it's something we got to talk about, because you can't get to where you're going without a map, right? And in my humble opinion, I don't think this is the end of the bull market. I think it's the cyclical breather we need to end the year strong. But the moral of the story is this: we looked at the Bitcoin price action dating all the way back to 2010 to now, and the 4-year cycle has tended to play out for the last 11 years. Bear market in the first year, bull market in the 4th year, with blow off tops occurring November and December. And while it doesn't exactly mean that Bitcoin's going to top out within those months, it's the best and most valid data points we have at this moment in time. And while it's true that this time may very well be different, the probability is in the favor of the patterns that have been playing out the longest. The altcoin market cap suggested the same thing in 2017. The Bitcoin dominance this cycle is doing something similar to what was occurring last cycle. We're not mind readers, guys. I ain't freaking Miss Cleo. But what we can do is keep an eye on the market, watch the price, and see how it's playing out and how similar it is to what's occurred in previous cycles. As time plays out, it's gonna give us some more hints. But at the end of the day, I'm liking what I'm seeing. And while I might feel bad right now, just know that it felt bad every single summer in every single cycle. And when I put it like that, it helps put everything in perspective. You ain't gotta listen to me. This is not financial advice. I'm just a dude on the internet. If you appreciate the content, give me a like, comment, subscribe, DubDigital. Crypto news, macro trends. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.